Hey, morning traders. Welcome to Market Snapshot. I hope you guys have been having a fruitful week so far. Now, every day when you wake up, hello to everyone who's joining in. Every day when you wake up as a trader, you need to make sure that you're looking at your economic calendar. You need to see the fundamental news that could impact your positions. Okay, so make sure that you're not caught flat-footed, that you're in a position and all of a sudden it's negative because of some news that was already scheduled in an economic calendar. So what you do? Go to Forex Factory. Look at the calendar, like for example, what we can see here. Today's on Wednesday, December 4th. We've had a few news coming up. So volatile, like for example, the Audi one. If you go to your charts, there was that impact, especially on Audi. There was an effect on that particular news. The gross domestic product, it was low, right? So we will see on our charts the effect of that, right? So the number here, the forecasted number was 0.5%. However, the number came out at 0.3%. And what happened on the chart? Audi weekend. Okay, so that tells you that if you were buying Audi USD and you hadn't taken note of this particular news schedule, then you've probably taken a loss, and this is something you would have avoided by maybe moving a stop loss in profit or exiting your positions. Remember, risk management is very important, right? As a trader, capital preservation should be your number one goal, because you want to wait for the next bus, right? We normally say in trading opportunities will always be there, right? If you miss this trade setup, well and good. Tomorrow there'll be another setup. If not tomorrow, another one. So just like a bus, if one bus leaves you, there'll always be another bus, right? So all you need to do is develop some form of patience and wait for those trades that are in line with your trading plan so that you can take them. So that was an impact that we'll have a look at later. Now, the other news that is coming out is the USD news, ADP, non-farm employment change. So if you come here to Forex Factory, it will give you what it measures: estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. So remember, this is NFP week on Friday, the non-farm payroll. So ADP usually comes fast. And so if you look at these numbers, so what's the projection? Our traders are expecting the number to be 152K. Remember, the number earlier was 233K, right? So this tells you that guys are expecting lower numbers, right? And so if the numbers here, the actual numbers come out higher than 152K, maybe 160, 170, 180, the dollar will strengthen. If the numbers come lower than this 152K, maybe 150, 140, then the dollar will definitely weaken, right? So a strong dollar, if numbers are 160, 170, 180, a weak dollar, if the numbers come out anything lower than 150, 140, 130, okay? So that is one of the news that will be playing out. Another news will be definitely the ISM services PMI. So if you go here, it's a survey of about 300 purchasing managers, which ask respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supply, deliveries, and inventory. So this survey, what's the outlook on it? The expectation is that it will come out at 55.7. Okay, so if the number comes out higher than this, right, 56, 57, means there's some positivity from all these guys who have been surveyed. It will present a strong case for a strong dollar. If this number comes out lower at maybe 53, 54, then it will present a weak scenario in the economy, and that will mean a weak dollar. Okay, so that is ISM services PMI. Then later at 9:45, Fed Chair Powell will be speaking. So there'll be some volatility. It's all based on what Powell will say. Okay, in light of course, he'll highlight, maybe he will have some political undertone, because we cannot ignore the fact that Trump has come in, was elected, and he has his own policies, right? America first, right? What does that mean? Tariffs and everything. What does that mean for the dollar, right? Trump was was clear that any country that is trying to replace the dollar will be met with 100% tariffs. What does that mean for these countries that depend on the US for their products or even services? So a whole lot of this will play out maybe in the speech, and so but Paul will be more on employment, it's inflation, and see how they are achieving that. So that's about it when it comes to technical. So remember, anything with the red folder is a high impact news. You don't want to be caught up flat-footed, right? You want to be ideally on your trades, keen to make sure that observe your risk management, guys. Observe your risk management. And these are some of the things we'll be coming to address in Mombasa. So if you're a trader and you're in Mombasa, we are coming on Friday from 1 to 6, right? We'll be at Hotel Sapphire, and basically we are sharing this knowledge with you with a view of making sure that you guys understand the opportunities in the market. Now, like if you have Kenya, I think majority of us are Kenyans, right? So everyone has been saying, no, business has not been so well in Kenya. But again, as a broker, as FX Express, we provide you products that are outside Kenya, right? So you can leverage on equities, you can leverage on indices, you can leverage on commodities, you can leverage on precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, currencies. So you're not limited to what's happening. As long as you have a skill, you are not limited to what's happening in the Kenyan economy. You just need to focus on your fundamental analysis, your sentiments, and of course your technicals, right? And also on that note, I'm sure most of you know that we have free classes, mentorship sessions from 11 to 12 a.m. Sorry, 11 to 12 p.m. From Monday to Thursday, and also beginner session for anyone who's very green on trading and they feel that I don't know what's a pip, what's a lot size, what's leverage, and how it can impact your positions. Then you might want to attend the evening classes from 8 to 9, right? 8 to 9 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So those are some of the that's part of our support to you, our clients, okay? And these classes are totally free. The event in Mombasa is also totally free. So make sure to visit the FX Pesa social media handles for more on registrations. Nice. So with that understanding of the impact, fundamental analysis, let's go to our charts and have a look at the technicals and see what technicals are saying. So a good trader is one who combines all these types of analysis, the sentimental, fundamental, and technical analysis, okay? Because we have guys who are purely fundamentals, and these are guys who trade during NFP PK, these high impact news only, which is good. There are many ways of killing a cat. But for long-term sustainability, you might want to have a skill, and this is where now the technicals come in, that at least you're able to analyze your markets based on certain areas. Maybe this is an area of support resistance, whatever it is that you use to analyze so that you can enter the market. So let's go to my MT5 and see where the opportunities are. Okay, so here we are. So we need to look at Euro USD. What's Euro USD like? So we need to look at long term. So earlier, I think on Monday during my class, I had the mentorship session. We were looking for opportunities to short Euro USD to this price level. But ideally, I've been looking for short opportunities on Euro USD up until this area. So let's remove this analysis and map out Euro USD. So remember, it's always ideal for you to analyze your trades before you enter. What's your projection? And you can only have a projection if you have a strategy. Okay. Now there's something that is on our charts, right? You can see this gap on Euro USD, right? So there's a gap here that is yet to be filled on Euro USD. So as a trader, we know that gaps end up being filled. Though if you look at something like gold has a gap from, look at gold, let's look at gold before we get to that. Gold has a gap from 9th was it from 9th October, no, 8th October, from 8th October, that is yet to be filled. This gap over here, right? This gap on gold when Hamas attacked Israel that weekend of 7th. And then on Monday, the market opened in a gap, and the market has been bullish from then on. So let's go to Euro USD. I've jumped the gun, but anyway. So Euro USD, we go to higher time frames. Let's try and understand where the market opportunities are. So the dollar seems to be strong at this point. So ideally, as a trader, you need to identify opportunities based on the higher time frames. And then there's another hack that we guys need to understand, that one of the best tools that enables you to take positions is definitely the dollar index. The dollar index tends to give you an analysis and projection of where you anticipate your trades to move. So right now, I'll be looking at a bearish dollar moving into the news. At least that's what I'm looking at technical. So we could probably see a bullish Euro USD. Could see a bullish Euro USD before a bearish one. Yeah. So I would want to see how Euro USD reacts to this gap. Maybe today. This could happen today. This gap will be an interesting play on my end to see how this particular currency pair will behave. So I will be looking for buy opportunities, maybe a test of these lows today, either yesterday's low or the Asian low. So the Asian low refers to this low here. If you look at the video, there's a video that is currently on the FX Pesa social media handles. It's from the Nakuru event. I'm discussing the Asian low, and I said as Asian low is an area where you will identify opportunities to buy, right? And the Asian low is the lowest price during the Asian session. So the Asian session is the time period from midnight to around 9 a.m. So we can see at this point in time, this is the Asian low, this is yesterday's low, and we'll also say this is the weekly low. This is the low that was set on Monday. So these are possible areas of support that we'll be looking at. So my target is to see whether this gap could be closed by end of business today, right? Maybe during New York session when we'll have those ADP news and even ISM and maybe even Powell, right? So that is what I'm looking at on Euro USD. What about Audi USD? This is what I was saying. Look at the impact of the GDP news, right? When the numbers came out negative, 0.3% against an expected number of 0.5%. So we can see Audi USD weakened big time, right? And so that tells you that you really need to be careful when you're taking your trades. Make sure that you understand the economical angle, right? The fundamental aspect of trading. So if I go to higher time frames, I want to see possible areas of support. So on Euro USD, we've had this market test these areas over here. So we can see there's a low here, the low of the year, which is also a possible area of support. But then again, that's an area probably that price will get to maybe on Friday during NFP, because probably from my end technicals are showing that maybe we could have a strong number. That would mean a strong dollar. So if I'm looking for opportunities on this one, I'd probably want to see Audi USD test this low that was set, the Asian low, and then maybe we can see a bullish push in line with that Euro USD trade. So maybe such a push to yesterday's low, something of the sort. That's what I would want to see on Audi USD. A test of that low, the Asian low, and then a bullish push. Okay, so ideally, long term, I would probably want to see at some point in time Euro USD getting up here. It could happen even. I could be so wrong on NFP. Still early. The data that comes out today will give a clear picture. The ADP will probably give us a better picture on what to expect on NFP day on Friday. Okay, and then you also have BTC. BTC, most of you know my stand. Having changes, but hey, we still the guys have been buying Bitcoin at a high price. So if you're a trader, you'll be wary of taking buys at these highs, right? Like when the first high was hit. Yeah. So once again, I still maintain my stand. I believe in my trading plan. I normally say plan your trades, trade the plan. Okay. So I've been saying that for me, I would want to see the day Bitcoin gets here. 43,697. Long shot, right? Why? If you look at the earlier reversal on Bitcoin, let's look at this point. This was 2021. We had what percentage? 86% move, right? So let's try and see where we are currently. If price was to come to this price level, it will be a minus 55%. So it has happened before. What stops it from happening again? This is minus 55. This is 85. So I still stand with my area of support as when if Bitcoin ever gets there, that's when I will definitely go on in on BTC. For now, let Rufus enjoy his pips. UT100. So UT100 has been hitting highs, and so this presents an opportunity for us. Remember, Trump is now will be more focused on the tech. We saw like yesterday he had lunch with Mark. Mark had kicked him out of Facebook and Instagram, and now it seems like Mark is more interested in coming in, and let's see how that plays out. But when you're looking at UT100, you need to understand that this is a basket, right, of tech companies. So the performance of tech companies will definitely have an impact on this. Now, there's something that arose yesterday in China. China decided to ban exports of some of their high-value minerals. These are minerals that are used in tech, right, in electronics and everything. So what does that mean for the US economy? Well, we are in interesting times. It seems like China had prepared themselves for a Trump presidency. If you've looked at Huawei, the kind of phones they're coming up with, they have their own OS, their own operating system. So it's interesting to see what will play out. So as for now, I would want to see UT100. This could probably play out later during New York session. So I would probably want to see a bearish move, maybe a test of this high before a bearish push. That will be some intraday play I would want to see on UT100. Then GBP/USD. GBP/USD, I was looking for short opportunities to this price level. It has tested an area. I was really interested to see how it will play out when it gets there. So I want to add another confluence here. So GU so far has been screaming buy, right? It's been screaming buy. So there's an opportunity that there's a high likelihood that we could see GU push up today. That's a possibility that could happen. Maybe preparing for a strong dollar so that maybe we can later short GU. That's my outlook on this. Remember, this is purely educational analysis, so I'm still waiting to see how GU reacts to this consolidation over here before breaking out of this range. Then I will look at Euro USD. Let's look at gold. So gold, that has been my analysis. That's my analysis so far on gold. Maybe we could see eventually this gap being closed. However, if you look at intraday plays, intraday we're looking at gold probably testing yesterday's low. We have different support areas here. We also have the weekly low, which was set on Monday. So it will be interesting to see how gold performs once it gets to probably yesterday's low. We know how gold can be volatile. So yesterday's low is an area we want to see on gold. And then probably after there, we could see some bullish push to H4, last week's high. Maybe here. Alternatively, we can look at maybe this area as a take profit one area. Remember, guys, we have free classes. This is where you get to learn how to analyze your charts. So I would want to see how gold reacts to this low. Maybe from there we could see some bullish push. Okay, yesterday's low, that's an area of support. We also have the Asian low. I've identified the Asian low, which is what gold is testing. You can see probably this first touch. This first touch that led to some bulls coming in is because of this Asian low, right? So we anticipate a further bearish push, maybe to that yesterday's low, and maybe from there on we could see some bullish push. Okay, UT 100 we've done it, gold we've done it. What about USDCHF? USDCHF, I already have a position on this particular trade. So there's a gap that is yet to be filled. I hope you guys do remember this gap from last week. This gap is yet to be filled. And so this could be done either today or on Friday. So on Friday is when I anticipate to see a strong dollar. But then again, I've said that will be based on today's data. ADP, right, will give us a better picture of what to expect. However, we could see a possible push to that gap today, and then maybe later, maybe on Friday, we could see some bearish push. So that's probably some of the things I'm looking at on Euro USD. Sorry, USDCHF. Okay, so that's my analysis. Do we have questions? What has happened in Japan that has caused GBP, JPY to move lower? Well, I've not had a look at the news, but that must be, if anything has happened, so could be some news, but remember, I don't know, I haven't looked at the news so far on the yen, but then again, we all understand that the Japanese yen is a safe haven asset, right? What do I mean? In times of turmoil or uncertainty, investors tend to buy the yen, right? And so that means an increase in demand for something leads to it increasing in value. So that could explain maybe GJ. Let's have a look at GJ. Will that mean also USD JPY has dipped? Let's look at USD JPY. Nope, USD JPY hasn't dipped. There's GJ. Let's have a look at GJ. What do you mean? That question, Boniface, I don't see anything substantial to move lower. What do you mean? We're already in an uptrend from what I can see on my chart. Yeah, we are in an uptrend, so I don't know what you mean by lower. Because initially when I saw this, I was thinking there was some dip somewhere. Any other question? So remember, guys, we are coming to Mombasa on Friday, and we'll share some tips on how to trade NFP. However, before then, you can actually go to FX Pesa's YouTube channel and see how to trade NFP. There's a video that I did some time back that helps you take trades during NFP. Waiting for Mombasa to Arono. Awesome, Hilary. Looking forward to seeing you guys. I hope you've registered, right? See you then. See you then on Friday. Okay, we learn a lot. Good morning, Robert. Would you recommend USD JPY as the best pair in reacting to fundamentals affecting either of the currencies? Okay, it depends, right? When you're trading USD JPY, this is a disadvantage at times of trading pairs that are safe haven. You could be in a very good position, right? Technically, everything is a tick. But the moment there is some crisis in the world, right? Boom, your technicals will not hold. Fundamentals will now be in charge. Why? Because once again, I've said the Japanese yen acts as a safe haven asset, right? So if it's a safe haven asset, that means traders or even investors tend to rush to buy it, right? They tend to go to buy the yen and hold. It's the same way as gold, how it's been acting as a safe haven. So when it comes to USD JPY, as long as it's a safe haven asset, I'll be wary in making it your best currency. Which zone can we see USD/CHF tested for that bullish move that has been happening? So if you look at USD/CHF, it tested last week's low. So if you look at that, remember there are different areas where you buy, right? So what USD/CHF, you can see this low of November, right? This was this week on H4. Every price action between these period separators represents 1 week price action. So if we map out this week here, this low of that week, we will see USD/CHF has tested that low. Look at that. First test, a bullish push. Came back, tested the same low, came back and tested this low again on Monday, right? And there was that bullish push. So, Joseph, I hope you've seen it tested last week's low, right? And these are the things we are teaching in these masterclass sessions, that these lows are areas where you look for opportunities to buy. Guys, once again, go back to that video that is on FX Pesa YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, that is highlighting the event in Nakuru. We have some, if you have some Nakuru traders here, we trained you on how to identify areas of support using these laws. If you've been testing that, please let us know. Even Meru, I shared this in Meru, Kisumu, Nairobi. So please, those who've been doing their homeworks, please let us know if you've seen something of the sort play out. All right, so last week's low is the area that has been tested on USD/CHF, right? and we can see, yeah, it seems to be holding, and this is why I'm so bullish on it, to probably see whether we can close this gap, and then maybe after that, that's when we could probably see some bearish push. Okay, any other question? No question. So, have I missed something? Man, awesome. So, guys, look forward to Mombasa as we close the year. So, watu wa Mombasa, twaja Friday, kesho kutwa. We look forward to learning, experiencing the markets with you, of course, and prepare your questions. We're here to make sure that you guys know how to take advantage of the global financial markets. Okay. So with that, cheers, bye-bye. Make sure that you visit the FXPesa social media handles, register, have a look at materials therein, and just go to the description, right? The link, and you should see that, right? Also, maybe, for example, that video that has been posted, go through it and you'll see a link to the Hotel Sapphire, right? Share this with your buddies, share this to your WhatsApp status, and let's meet in Mombasa on Friday. Okay, so thank you guys. Just be bullish, have a peaceful day, and remember, risk management is the holy grail of trading, okay? So preserve your capital as much as you can. Awesome, bye-bye.